I was able to scale my info business to 5 figures per month with less than 200 followers. And in this video, I'm going to break down the entire strategy that helped me to reach this number with such a small personal brand. And if you ask yourself, okay, who is this guy? Let me say that upfront. Yes, I only have 122 followers on Instagram and I only have 1,100 followers on TikTok. And yet I'm 18 years old. I have a content agency for entrepreneurs and coaches and I get really good results. As you can see here, I also don't have a lot of views, right? I only have 378, 1,400, but yet I have quality content that attracts my ideal customer. As you can see right here, this is a quick screenshot of my followers just to showcase you real quick how many people follow me that are actually my ICP. For example, this guy, I think he runs a YouTube offer. This guy is a friend, okay? But this guy is in sales. This guy is coaching. This is a client. This is an online fitness coach. This is a YouTube guy. And he also has a paid community, right? So even though I just have this small amount of followers, I was able to scale my business. And I landed big clients such as Parijazz, who's part of the biggest e-commerce coaching in entire Germany, or my client Edo Schum, who's a famous model. And I landed big clients, was able to deliver results and have a good repetition word of mouth. Because a lot of people mistaken what a personal brand actually is. It's not just your Instagram account, it's not just your TikTok account, it's everything that people know about you. And if the case is that only people know you from other people, that's also your personal brand. And even though I have a personal brand agency, I also tell people that very often. If people want to work with you, they will have a look on your Instagram or TikTok, but they will also know you from somewhere else. So make sure to dial on your personal brand. All right. And in this video, I'm going to show you the complete breakdown on how to build a personal brand that brings you in 5 figures per month, no matter if you're a coach, have an info business, or are just an entrepreneur. All right. To really start off this video, I want to give you a quick example why it is not important to have a lot of followers in order to make a big amount of money with your personal brand. All right. So on the first side, we have like this example. I know my visualizations aren't the best, but let's say we have a McDonald's, all right? Let's say we have a McDonald's and there are 1,000 people waiting on the line and they all want pizza, all right? If you have 1,000 people, they want pizza and they all are in McDonald's, only 1 to 2 people are gonna buy. And let me put that into our situation, all right? Let's say we have an account with 1,000 followers and our content is just to go viral, just about random themes, all right? Let's say about like this famous guy, Andrew Tate and everything. And we just end up having small kids. They want to earn their first 1K per month on the internet, all right? They want to have their first online cash and we actually sell something completely different. We sell a high ticket course for sales. So this is the exact same situation. Of course, we have a lot of people in our line, in our follower list, but if we offer something completely different and they all think about a different kind of business model, then they're not the right customers, all right? And McDonald's ends up having customers that are only partially happy with the result because they actually were craving for something else. On the other side, we have a few people that want exactly that, all right? We have 4 fish, okay? And we have 1 pizzeria. If you have 4 people that want pizza and they all are in a pizzeria, at least 3 to 4 people are gonna buy. And the pizzeria ends up having customers that are happy with the results because they actually were craving for pizza. And now I know what you're thinking. All right, Finn, but if we have like 100,000 followers, of course we're gonna make more cash. And yes, I'm not blaming you if you have a big follower list. I'm not blaming you for having a big personal brand, but I'm just telling you and I'm just trying to break your limiting belief that you have to have a big personal brand in order to make sales. Because if you have a small amount of people following you, but they all are the right people and they are all ready to buy, then it doesn't matter how many people you would also have left on that list. But if they are not going to buy from you and if they are not your ICP, then it doesn't matter. All right. So I'm not saying that having a big audience is bad, but you need to remove the limiting belief that you need a big amount of followers to get sales. And let me say that out straight. I know some people that have a big amount of followers, like 300K, and they're also my niche. All right. And of course, they're making more money than me, but in comparison, they're making per follower way less money than me. Yeah, way less. All right. And why I'm saying this is because it's not about having a lot of followers and it's not about having just a few followers, but it's about finding the right followers and also building the right audience. So how do I build a personal brand and business with small audience? That's probably what you're thinking right now. And let me break that down for you. So we have a few steps and the deeper we go, the better they are. So keep watching. And I'm also going to show you a business bonus. But yeah, the first thing is finding your ideal follower. So a lot of people mistaken that. A lot of people think trying to reach your ICP, so your ideal customer profile, is the right thing. But think about it. Who is your ideal customer profile? The chances are 99% that your ideal customer is just someone that has a lot of money. With that information, we can't reach the right people. Because what happens if we just trying to reach rich people? Like, that doesn't make sense, all right? Like, the thing is still with the organic personal brand is that you just spread, okay? You can't really target one specific person, but the deeper you know really a person that wants to follow you and that should follow you, the more you will will be able to really attract your ICD customer profile. So I always say it like this: find your ideal follower that shares the same values in you, and within that kind of group there will be people that are your ICP, okay? I want you to tell a story with these questions and get deep, because the deeper, the easier the content creation process becomes. So I really want you to take a pen, take a paper, and write down those things, because I just don't want you to watch this video. I also want you to really do actionable things in order to grow your business, okay? And the first step is to find your ideal follower. And how we are going to do this, you're basically just going to ask yourself these kind of questions, okay? Who are they? What's their story? What do they look like? What are they passionate about? Who are they? What are their goals, dreams, and desires? What are their deepest fears? What are their struggles? How does it make them feel? What are they interested in? And if you really just take 5 to 10 minutes and think about those things, you're gonna have a real character that you can reach, all right? For example, for me, that's like people between the age of 20 to 30, grow their personal brand. They're passionate about fitness, cinematic content. They go to live wherever they want, to work from wherever they want. They want to have fancy cars, those things, all right? And you really have to make sure to dial in those things and really think about it, all right? Pro tip, you can also just put it in ChatGPT. Once you have those things, you can put in your information, tell ChatGPT that he should write a story. And this is also just to get a better picture in our mind, because when we want to create content, we really need to focus on one person, because as you know, if we try to reach everybody, we're not going to reach anyone, because we just are so vague and we are not talking to anyone, because no one feels like we're really talking to them. The deeper we go and the more particular we are, the more people we can reach, because at the end we are 8 billion people on this earth, right? The chances are high that even though you're the most niche thing, you still have enough people that you can sell, all right? And the more you really speak to those people, the more they feel connected to you and the easier they will buy from you, all right? That's the main takeaway. And obviously then post content for them. And there are 3 kinds of content that you need to do in order to build your personal brands, okay? Those are 3 parts. The first one is authenticity, the second one is growth, and the third one is authority. Let me say that out straight. This one is probably the one you need the most right now, because if you're watching this, chances are high you have a small personal brand, because as I said earlier, you don't need a big follower list, and that's still right, but you still need people in your you still need to get people to know you, because if no one's there, you can sell to no one. So the first one is growth, or just viral content, okay? Therefore, you need to implement the SLA method, okay? Take viral ideas, trends, etc. and implement it into your content, whether you're going against the trends, twisting viral ideas, etc. For me, for example, my 3 biggest viral videos were so good because I just took a viral element. This one is a corn star. This is like a famous guy in Germany, and this is also a famous guy in Germany, all right? And I just took the faces, put it at the beginning, and then I talked about them. This was so intentional of me, because I really knew, okay, at the beginning, I have to make sure to build an audience first. It doesn't need to be the biggest one, but it needs to exist, all right? This may confuse you at first, but just think about it. There's no point creating content about yourself, your skill sets, etc. if there's no one there to admire, resonate, and watch your shit. So the first thing that we must do is grow. This is content designed for traffic and virality, okay? You need to have people first in your line or just in your follower list in order to sell to them and in order to connect to them, all right? And the second and the third one, basically depending on your situation, they're both the same important, but let's start with the authenticity content, okay? Because a personal brand is a personal brand for a reason. You need to be personal. Authenticity based content is your personality, what you're known for, what your values are, etc. This type of content is personal experiences, insights, your beliefs, your story, shifting beliefs, being vulnerable. Everybody is providing the same solution value. How can you stand out? Why will someone buy from you instead of others? This is the most important thing, all right? Building a personal brand is not just about going viral, okay? It's not about going viral and those kind of things, and it's not about being the most valuable person, but it's to connect with people, because chances are high you're not the only fitness coach. Chances are high you're not the only guy with a YouTube automation offer or whatever you offer. There's so many people giving this exact same offer, and you can just get into your own ocean by being actually personal and making your own twist by being personal and by being basically you, okay? And those are the type of content that you can really just copy for you, put in your own insights, your beliefs, whatever the fuck it is, just do it, okay? Just be authentic, but first build growth so that you really can build the connection. And also to build the connection and actually to sell is authority, okay? This is your skill, expertise, and experience. How good are you compared to your competition? You need to leverage this in order to build authority and get your audience to admire you. In order for you to sell something, with your personal brand, you need admiration. You need to be viewed as a few steps ahead of your ideal customer profile. It is the value that you provide. How can you help them? Showcase that you know what you're doing. This is usually client results, case study breakdowns, showcasing your skill sets, sharing valuable advice based on your skill sets, okay? A great example here for would be Devin Yellow, because it really just has value content. But the biggest mistake some people do is they just start off with value content, but like their value is not great because they don't really have like evidence, because they don't have clients or anything. So really do this if you actually have the skill set. And if you do have the skill set, just double down on this content, because it really builds authority. It's really a great tool once you really have skill sets, because as I said, no one will buy from you if they just think you are worse than them, okay? And whatever you're selling, you have to be better. You don't have to be like 6 level better, but like 3 to 4. So you're not like too far away from them so that they don't feel like you can have them. You need to really build the authority, but also the authenticity, okay? You need to really balance those things. Don't be like the guy that just shows authenticity and that people think, okay, you're like just someone else. But also make sure you're not like positioning yourself as the craziest person with the best mindset and everything. Because if you do that, no one feels really connected to you and they won't buy from you, okay? Write that down, please, because there's like a really important thing to balance those things. And this is basically it. And just for the bonus, and just because you really want to make sales, and that's actually the most important thing, because now you have like the authority, the everything, but you also need to sell. Therefore, we have the Instagram story strategy. What is this? Basically, you have like 5 days in a week where you really do intentional stories in order to like sell, all right? So first, you're posting a result or a call to action. While we do that, we're showcasing our authority. We're giving a CTA so that people can really like just get into our DMs and that we can really close them. The second one is we are providing value. Why are we providing value? Because we really want to be like also an authority, and we don't just want to sell, but also help people. Because the worst thing that you can do is that every story of yours looks like you're selling. Then no one will watch your story in a few weeks and you're just like not doing any sales, okay? You need to have a good balance in between talking about personal things, giving value, and then selling. Second is provide value. Third one is personal story, also to build like the authenticity again. Then post your own results, because like I always do those like example, but if you're a fitness coach and you've already have 40 people but you're still fat, then no one is going to believe you. But if you like one-shirted guy that helped no one, people are still going to go to the first person. So don't just show that you helped other people, but also show your results. And then the fifth day is post a soft CTA, where you basically give away a freebie or like a YouTube video or something, and you just post a soft CTA so that you get people into your DMs and that you can really build a conversation, all right? And the second one is then you lead them to YouTube to build trust, all right? You lead them to YouTube, like for example, those are videos that I all posted into my story or something. As you can see, they don't have like a lot of views, all right? I also need to like do this better, to be honest, but like still those people are qualified because like I showed them that I have a solution for their problem and they specifically watch. And then you need to put a VSL, so a video sales letter, into your description. Why do we do that? So that we can really double down on those people that are actually interested in our program. For example, this one here coaches between 3K to 20K per month. We've helped over 100 clients and then watch your free training, and then they book a call with you, all right? And so this is the most important thing, actually. This one here is like finding your ideal follower, posting content for them, and then also giving them the chance, then also building a funnel where you really just post stories, get into YouTube to trust you, then they watch your VSL, and then they book a call with you, all right? So this is the most important thing. No matter if you have like 100K followers, if you have like 1 follower, if you have like 50 followers, doesn't matter how many followers you have, but what you do with them, all right? So this is the entire strategy. So if you're an entrepreneur or an online coach, also have a look into the description, because there I'm also showing you how we can help you to build your personal brand. And that was the entire video. I really want you to do these actionable things, write down those things, and actually implement it for you, because I know if you're getting results, you will see it's really that easy and you don't need a big audience, all right? And I'd say we see us in the next video.